working to reduce food waste and what that could mean for feeding the hungry. I'm Jill Horner. This is Comcast Newsmakers. With me is Derek Fiorenza. He's president and CEO of Fiorenza's Food for Friends. Thanks for being with us, Derek. Good to see you.
Thanks for having us, Jill. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. And when we talk about food waste, let's talk about what that means in terms of feeding the hungry. Many of us throw away leftovers, or we throw away uneaten food in our refrigerators, but the same thing is happening on a larger scale at restaurants, at colleges and universities. You're working to actually capture that food from being thrown into landfills. Talk to us about how you're doing that.
Sure. So from a waste perspective, our country throws away 70 billion pounds of food a year. That's 40%. If we were to cut that number in half of that's on the consumer side. So that's between restaurants, supermarkets, the consumers that are actually taking in the food. They're the ones that are disposing of it. So what we need to do is we need to address that issue. With 1 in 5 Americans that are going hungry and so much excess food, the food banks are only recapturing about 3 billion of the 70 billion pounds. So there's a big gap, 67 billion pounds of food. It's enough food to fill the Rose Bowl Stadium every single day. So we're trying to figure out how we can repurpose that food and get it to the people that are in need.
It's a challenge, though, because when we think about food banks, food pantries, we think about non-perishable items, something that may be packaged in a box or in a can. It has a shelf life, a long shelf life. But when you think about a perishable item, it's a very short shelf life. It's difficult to transport. How are you working out some of those issues?
Very difficult, and some of the restaurants that we work with, we have a really good process in place. What they do is they actually will take the food off of the vending shelf and they'll freeze it. Then overnight, then the shelter or the agency will come in the morning and pick up the food. So in that situation, it works perfect because we can get the food and prepare it using Safe Serve, and it works really, really well. Other situations where they don't have access to freezers, it's much more difficult. So transporting it, saving the food is one thing, transporting it safely is a second thing.
And you have been working with a variety of different restaurants. At this point, you are starting to work with universities as well.
Yeah, it's one of our goals. There are some organizations that are currently doing some work with universities. What we're trying to do is provide education. We want to speak with the dining service coordinators at universities. We want to speak to catering companies, restaurants, basically any organization that has food that is discarded or thrown out. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to link them, they're the source of food, with the agency or the people that are in need. And we're trying to be the conduit, the facilitator.
You're also having an upcoming event that's really important for you and your mission and the work that you're trying to do. This is an event on April 8th. It's your annual Phillies Bash. Tell us about that. Amazing
event. This is our 4th year working with the Phillies. And this event, not only is it it's our biggest fundraiser of the year, it's only the event we do, but it's also a statement. It's a hunger awareness statement. And what it does is we get everybody involved. They learn about the organization, learn about the cause, they learn about hunger in America and how we can help and contribute to the cause, to help in the problem. And how can people get involved with this event? So we are selling 1,500 tickets so they can access online through our website, f4service.org, or at our email, give@f4service.org. They can access tickets, and we have a lot to sell. And that's the idea. Come out, enjoy the Phillies, come out to a night at the ballpark, but it's also an opportunity to raise awareness when it comes to hunger, support your organization at the same time. But you're looking for more people to get involved with your organization. You recently changed the structure of the board, and you're hoping that leads to greater outreach. Absolutely. We've really learned what the process is really the most important part of any organization. So what we've done is we've kind of scaled back and tried to expand internally. We now have about 35 people on our board, and we all follow a simple communication process each month that keeps members engaged. With that process, our goal is then to take that in turn and serve more people in the community. Thanks so much for being with us, Derek, and people can reach out to you for more information about your organization, but also how to get involved with your annual Phillies Bash and attending that game on April 8th. Please come out. Thanks, Jill.
We've been talking with Derek Fiorenza. He's president and CEO of Fiorenza's Food for Friends. I'm Jill Horner for Comcast Newsmakers.